Alright, this is GERUDO versus RTK in the Immortals 2v2 tournament. This is round 2, game number 1. The sound issue from the last video should be fixed now, as I went into my settings again. Hopefully I won't crash and that won't get reset. Alright, so as this loads, this is the last of the round 2 battles that I have to do. The rest should be round 3 and then the finals and semifinals live. So keep that in mind as we go into this. But alright, this pink person here is Harba, and the reddish purple is Simon, the white is Abascantus, and green is Saladin. So here we go. Harba looks like he has a pretty balanced build. He has a couple lone swords with Yari Cav in the back, protected on the sides with Yari Ashigaru, with Matchlock Ashigaru up front and more Yari Ashigaru. Simon, it looks like he has something very similar, except I see he has some bow warrior monks. He still has the lone swords and the Yari Ashigaru and the Matchlock Ashigaru unit. So I see 2 of those and lone swords. So they're very similar. I think difference is Simon has a couple bows. I do not think Harba does. No, Harba does too. He does have these bow warrior monks. So let's go over to Saladin over here. He has Yari Ashigaru up front with 2 groups of matchlocks. He has warrior monk matchlocks and a decent amount of lone swords, and they are so it looks like the GERUDO crew is moving up. It looked like Saladin was doing like a little feint action over here. We're gonna look at Abascantus over here, and he looks like he has this pretty similar, very lone sword heavy build like everybody else. 5 of them with matchlocks protected by Yari Ashigaru. So this is very similar for the most part. I mean, I think Abascantus has the most cavalry. Nope, I take that back. I think the RTK side has the most cavalry compared to GERUDO, and we can see over here with Saladin moving over, trying to you know, have a little threat on the flanks over here. So gotta need to get out of that cloud there so I could see better. So here we go. Lions are moving up. Both are pretty aggressive players right here. It looks like the RTK crew is a little bit more aggressive now that they see GERUDO form up here. And we see some volleys from the bow warrior monks up front. And we just see... Oh, so here we go. So we have some matchlock fire right here. And surprisingly, not really any of the Yari Ashigaru got hurt here. The other side over here, same deal. We see more fighting with volleys of arrows, but we see the Abascantus crew moving up those matchlocks as they want to get some shots off. Problem is over here for RTK Saladin, his matchlock completely messed up, probably by these bow warrior monks, and we see these lone swords flying in, and there are a lot of lone swords here. I take that back. I did not take account for what's here. It looks like 8 of them on Saladin's side. So we see Simon move up his Yari Ashigaru, hopefully trying to cancel out these matchlocks over here, but we see a lot of arrows being shot up over here, tearing up these matchlock units, while I am going to assume that the GERUDO crew has pretty good amount of matchlocks still back there and protected. Yep, right here and here. So they're looking pretty good. I think the goal here is to wipe out all the lone swords, as it seems the RTK crew decided to rush in there and use them as the shock absorbers, which is probably not the best way to go, since lone swords are great killers, but they're not good for sustained combat. So here we go. There's a nice flanking action here by Saladin. Unfortunately, it looks like Harba was pretty much ready for it, and I think he even had his guns facing that way. Unfortunately, this gun right here is getting swarmed up, and we see Abascantus coming here too, and they're going to try to completely engulf Harba. So there's a nice crescent shape right here, but Harba was prepared for it. And they have both of these guys very well prepared in stand and fight right here. as Abascantis and Saladin are coming in trying to hold it off. So I'm guessing Harba's general just died since I started on him. But the morale looks pretty good here. It could also be Saladin, since you see a lot of his guys blinking over here. I'm going to go over to this side here because it seems more even and there are obvious lines drawn. And this might be the general that died over here. Abascantis just got tore up by these bow warrior monks, as pretty much these lone swords just holding the line. And you see Simon just come around and wrap up what's left of him. And Harba's going to do the same thing on this flank over here. Well, Harba's pretty much has this nice circle here that he's using to hold on to all those guys, and he did a great job messing up those mass Chalaks of the enemy for the most part in the beginning. I think he killed 1 down to 15 guys, and there's just this one left that wasn't able to get many shots off during the whole game. So it looks like GERUDO is going to run away with this, as you see the power bars overwhelming in their favor, and it looks like they got this one good. So both very aggressive players here, or both teams very aggressive, but it just worked out for the GERUDO team. So hopefully we'll see a change of strategy, since the RTK rush did not work at all that round. I mean, the numbers are very impressive with what GERUDO still has here. So that's game 1, goes to GERUDO.